Now, the Department of Railways has admitted that the footboard of the train compartment, which led to the death of a youth in Wayangoda, was indeed faulty. The General Manager of Railways, BAP Ariratna, expressed this view at a media briefing held today.
Yesterday, News First revealed that the footboard of the train compartment had been fixed at the Mahawar railway station. A media briefing was convened by railway officials to explain the incident. During the briefing, a video recorded at the Mahawar railway station of the footboard after the accident was shown to those present.
සඳහන් කරපු පාපුවරුවේ අනුරාධපුර පැත්තට වෙන්න සවි කරලා තියෙන ඇන දාලා සවි කරලා තියෙන ස්ථානයේ එක බ්‍රැකට් එකක් තියෙනවා ඔබතුමාලට මේක පැහැදිලි කරන්න මම මේක පෙන්නපුවාම
3 bolts had been missing from the bracket which held up the footboard. I will be able to clarify when I show this to you. Meanwhile, 2 broken bolts were observed in the other bracket on the other side of the footboard. The broken bolt could be clearly seen. A question arises as to how 3 bolts from one bracket went missing.
අනිත් පැත්තේ ඇන තුනක් එකවර අස්ථානගත වුණේ කොහොමද කියන ගැටලුව අපි සෑම දිනකටම මතුවෙනවා.
අලුතෙන් පටන් ගන්නකොට මේක ඒ අදාළ අංශ විසින් පරීක්ෂාවට ලක්.
Did the officials conduct a thorough examination of the train in Kalutara?
පරීක්ෂා කරලා තිබෙනවා දෙක. ඒ දේවල් ඔබතුමාලා හරියාකාරව ඉටු කළාද නැද්ද කියලා අපිට කියන්න.
මේ දේවල් සියල්ල පරීක්ෂා
There is no rule stating that all this should be checked. However, there is a procedure. The guards should carry out a brief check.
පරීක්ෂාව කරන්න ඕන.
There is no separate team for this purpose.
By the time the train reached Mahabar, 3 bolts were missing. That means the footboard was not stable. When an individual weighing about 60 kilograms steps on this when attempting to disembark, won't it slant to one side?
It will not happen. That is what we have shown here.
Wouldn't this have resulted in the youngster falling through?
We do not know for certain, but I do not dismiss the possibility. But one thing can be clearly seen. This youngster had got down when the train was moving.
I want to ask why this wasn't checked earlier. You are playing around with human lives.
We do check on such things. That is why I didn't make a statement in a hurry.
When he was asked what happened, the victim said that he fell when the footboard came off. A man will not lie on his deathbed, and especially when he is severed in 3. I'm not saying that the footboard had come off. I am saying that the youngster fell because of the issue with the footboard.
If that youngster made such a statement on his deathbed, I would not challenge it. How did 3 bolts go missing? We have suspicions. We discussed this issue and handed it over to the investigations board because such things do not occur usually. I cannot say that such acts of vandalism do not take place. However, I am suspicious as to how the bolts went missing.
මොකද ඒ වගේ කඩාකප්පල්කාරී වැඩ සිදු වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලාත් මට කියන්න බෑ. නමුත් මට සැකයක් තියෙනවා මේ අනතුරම නැතුනේ කොහොමද කියලා.
ඔබතුමා දැන් කියනවා
You said that you have suspicions. Where do you think the bolts were taken out?
ඒක කරන්න
Only the person who did it will know how it can be done.
අතරතුරේ කරන්න බෑ.
අතරතුරේ කරන්න බෑ. ඒක අටත් පැහැදිලිද කරන්න බෑ කියලා. කිසියම් ස්ථානයක නැවතිලා තිබිච්ච ස්ථානයක.
It is clear that it cannot be done during the journey. This must have happened when the train was stationary.
නෑ. හැබැයි කිසියම් තැනක ආරම්භක ස්ථානයක එහෙම කරා වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
So you are saying that it could have happened in Kalutara?
මම තාමත් කියන්නේ ඒක උනාමයි කියලා. නමුත් මම
I'm not saying that this definitely took place. I am saying that this occurred because the bolts went missing.
අන්න තුනක්ම ගැලවිලා යන්න. මොකද අනිත් පැත්තේ කැටිච්ච කෑල්ලක් තිබුණනේ.
ඒකෙන් ඇද වැටිලා මැරෙන්න එයාට හේතුනේ මේ පාපුව. ඒක පැහැදිලිද?
It is clear that this footboard caused him to fall off the train. The bolts might not have been there, so when he stepped onto it, he would have lost balance and fallen over.
සමබරතාවයේ බිඳ වැටිලා එයා පහළට වැටෙන්නේ.
ඒක ඔබතුමා අදා මේ නිර්මාණය කරන
නෑ මම නිර්මාණය කරන තර්කයක් මේ ඇසින් දුටුවා. ඒ කෝච්චියේ ඒ පෙට්ටියේම කියපු සියලු දෙනා අපිත් එක්ක කියපු දේවල් මේ.
I do not accept this argument.
මම මේ තර්කය පිළිගන්නේ නැහැ. මම පැහැදිලිව මෙතන මගේ ලබාගත්තු තොරතුරු අනුව මම පැහැදිලිව කිව්වා. නෑ.
මේ තරුණයා වෙනුවෙන් දුම්රිය දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව
Will the railway department provide compensation to this victim?
ඊගන මට දැම්ම අදහසක් කියන්න බෑ.
I cannot provide an answer to it right now because the decision will be based on investigations, but we will do our best to do so.
අපි තියෙන වාර්තා අනුව හැකි උපරිම උත්සාහය දරනවා එහෙම දෙයක් කරනවා.
Meanwhile, railway employees say that the Department of Railways has a moral responsibility to provide compensation to the youth who died in the accident.
We see passengers travelling on footboards and even on the roof of trains on a daily basis due to the lack of facilities. They travel in this manner not because they don't value their lives, but due to their need to travel to and from work. A tragic death of a 24-year-old youth was reported. The government must take this death seriously and do justice. That is our request.
Meanwhile, the Department of Railways has urged commuters travelling in trains to refrain from travelling on the footboard and refrain from attempting to get off the train before it comes to a halt at the platform. Now, for a comprehensive report on the tragic death of a youth at the Wayangotta railway station, log on to our website, that's www.newsfirst.lk. www.newsfirst.lk.
Well, no arrests have been made so far in connection with the recent theft of several artifacts from the Colombo National Museum. According to the police, statements have been recorded from 22 individuals with regard to the theft. Meanwhile, the National Museum remained closed today as well.
The National Museum was temporarily closed on the 17th of this month following the theft of several artifacts. According to the Minister of National Heritage, Dr. Jagat Balasuriya, the museum remained closed today due to the ongoing police investigation. The Ministry of National Heritage has also enlisted the assistance of the armed forces in order to ensure the security of the National Museum. According to the subject minister, the security camera system which is in place at the museum had malfunctioned on the 15th of this month. Police media spokesperson SP Ajit Rohana stated that investigations are continuing with the assistance of sniffer dogs, while a fingerprint expert has also been summoned to collect forensic evidence. A number of ancient artifacts, including 9 golden swords, were stolen from the National Museum in Colombo recently.
The rupee depreciated steeply against the US dollar to hit a record low today. Accordingly, the rupee fell to 130 against the US dollar. Financial analysts point out that this situation has come about as the monetary regulator released its long-term artificial hold on the rupee, allowing the market to determine its value.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka intervened in the recent past to stabilize the rupee against the US dollar. Economists raised concerns over the policy adopted by the central bank as it led to various complications. However, the central bank announced on the 3rd of February that it had decided not to intervene in the defense of the rupee in the forex market. The value of the US dollar, which stood at 115 rupees at the time, has now appreciated above the 130 rupee mark following the decision of the central bank.
Coming up tonight on Round the World in 99 seconds.
A firefight is reported to have erupted in Syria's capital, Damascus. St. Patrick's Day celebrations turn violent in Canada.
Staying in local news, the Court of Appeal has ordered the suspension of the local government elections for the Pudukkudi, Rippu and Maritime Pattu Pradesh Sabhas, which were scheduled to be held on the 24th of this month. The order was issued after taking into consideration 2 petitions that were filed by a group of voters.
The petitions state that demining and resettlement activities in the 2 areas have not been completed as yet. The petitioners requested that the elections be suspended until demining and resettlement activities are completed. The court ordered the suspension of the elections and notice was issued on the respondents to appear before court on the 27th of April. The Elections Commissioner and the returning officer have been named as the respondents in the petition.
Minister Dilan Pereira responded to the comments made recently by the leader of the National Freedom Front, Minister Vimal Weerawansa, at a function held in Uduwara in Badulla today.
Google search engine එක පාවිච්චි කරන්න එපා. Gmail වලින් ගැලවෙන්න මගෙත් තියෙන Gmail එක email
Don't use the Google search engine. Refrain from using Gmail. I have a Gmail account. From tomorrow I will change it. Let's refrain from using Gmail and Google. Let's become a country which does not use American brand names and show the Americans that if they are ready to fight, we too are ready to fight.
ඇමරිකාව එක්සත් ජාතීන්ගේ සංවිධානය තුල මේ යෝජනාව ගෙනාවා කියලා. ඒ යෝජනාවට අපි රාජතාන්ත්‍රික
It is unnecessary to make ridiculous statements requesting the public to refrain from using Google, Yahoo and computers while the country is diplomatically handling the resolution brought in by the United States to the United Nations Human Rights Council and protesting against it as a country.
ඒක හරියට නිකන් මේ අර සරමක් යනකද ඔළුවෙන් හිට ගත්තා වගේ වැඩක්. ඔළුවෙන් හිට ගන්න ඕනේ න්‍යායමට හොඳයි. හැබැයි මොකද වෙන්නේ සරමක් ඔළුවෙන් හිට ගත්තා.
The United Bhikkhu Front says that although the UNP Working Committee, which comprises of few henchmen of Ranil Wickremesinghe, rejected Karu Jayasuriya, the public needs Karu Jayasuriya and Sajith Premadasa to take the party forward. Issuing a communique, the United Bhikkhu Front requested Buddhist monks not to fall prey to the plans of Ranil Wickremesinghe's henchmen to invite Buddhist monks to Sirikota on the 20th of this month, promising financial assistance and various other benefits.
The United Bhikkhu Front stated that when their front, which is affiliated to the party, rejected Ranil Wickremesinghe, information surfaced of a plan to instate another Bhikkhu organization. The communique also stated that although leaders of the UNP accepted the advice of the Mahasangha in the past, Ranil Wickremesinghe has failed to do so. It said that when they reiterated the need to be united at a time the party was suffering a huge setback due to the leadership of Ranil Wickremesinghe, what he did was chase away the Bhikkhu Front from Sirikota. The United Bhikkhu Front said that Ranil Wickremesinghe has no understanding of the Buddhist philosophy and that the party has no future with his dictatorial mentality. The United Bhikkhu Front says that Ranil Wickremesinghe cannot guide the UNP to victory, adding that the ill effects caused on 5 million party supporters can be clearly witnessed in villages. The communique concludes with a request not to betray the United Bhikkhu Front, which is truly committed towards the UNP, and says that leaders like Karu Jayasuriya and Sajith Premadasa would take the party forward in the near future.